I'm going to go over some basic installation tips for putting your speaker box together. In general, you're going to want to put most of the box together, but leave like the top and the back off. Then you can do your soldering. Then when it's all complete, you can assemble it and be done. So things you'll need: this is your front, your speaker cover, your speakers, your sides. This is the bottom, this is the back. You have your switch, the top, and you're gonna need a handful of bolts and nuts. We also have our charger holder. The shallow one is the bottom, the deeper one is the top. So when we're installing it, a couple things to keep in mind. What I like to do first is install the speakers on the front. So the bolt goes through the front with the Phillips head on the outside, goes through the cover, and then you secure it with the nut in the back. I try to keep these up top on both, and if you look at it from the back, the left is going to be your plus, the right is your minus. As far as the top goes, make sure you can go ahead and install the switch. Just make sure you know which way. It doesn't really matter, but if you prefer it on one side or the other, make sure you install it on the right side, depending on if you have anything engraved on it. As far as putting these together, it can be a little tricky. Well, also with the bottom, first thing I like to do is install the feet on the bottom. So the way that works is the bolt goes through, they're in one in each corner, and you secure with the nut on the top. Can be a little tricky. So what I like to do, one way that kind of works is you can hold the nut in place over the hole, and then you can tighten the bolt in with the screwdriver from underneath. So I go ahead and get it most of the way in, I hold it in place, and then I start to screw it in, and just make sure that the hole is, the nut is over the hole, and then you can tighten it. It's definitely tougher to do that when everything is put together, so I like to get this and this all kind of ready to go first. Then as you're starting to put it together, it can be tough to get everything to line up as well. One thing you don't want to do is to fully assemble and tighten everything, because then the pieces that aren't assembled have a hard time fitting. So the way this works, the nut goes through the little T-slot. I just kind of hold it in place because it will fall through easily, and then I will try to hand tighten like that. Now, since this only has one piece on it, it's gonna fall apart pretty easily, so I can try to do it again. If you are able to, you can pre-install it, but it is hard to get it to slide in correctly. So I usually have to make sure I get them lined up in place, held together, and then again, just take your time, install a nut and bolt to hold it in place. So, not too much to it. Last thing, when you're installing the back, you got to make sure that this little top hat is lined up with this on the same side. So you can't have it on the other side, you can't have it like this, because then it doesn't work. And the way this works, your little charger here snaps into this bottom piece. The location of it is just going to be based on how much you want it to stick through the slot in the back. Typically I try to keep it just about flush, but when you have the right spot, this will snap into place in the bottom. You line it up over the holes, you take the shallow one, or the deeper one I mean, goes on top, and then you would secure it in place from the top. That one does not need any nuts. The last thing to install, you want the bolt to go through the battery holder from the top. Otherwise, it will not be able to fit the battery. And it can be a little difficult to get it to go through the hole, but once you have it through, you want to put it through this hole down here. Obviously, this has to be on the opposite side of the speakers, just so that everything can fit inside. Get this down as far as it can go, because again, I need to fit a battery in here. Once this is all the way in, the left and the right, doesn't matter which way, either way works. But you put this through and then secure it on the bottom. So when you get everything mostly put together, you can start tightening it so stuff doesn't come apart like this. Obviously, I was just going through it as an example. Once you have this more put together, then I would say you can start soldering and fully assembling it.